Big budget games can waggle their bombastic graphics and gameplay and will gawk in awe, but the humble indie needs to work for our attention. So how does Evergate reel us in? Well, it does one thing very well. The story of Evergate is by no stretch unique. It honestly feels like Ori and Yanni sat down one day and decided to make a game. You play as a lost soul named Key, who, after waking in the afterlife, seeks to journey back to Earth. But when the mysterious Evergate blocks her path, Key is forced to relive the memories of a spirit long forgotten. To do this, she takes up the ancient power of the afterlife, the Soul Flame. Considering Key is a soul, if I use the soul flame, would that make it a human flame? Probably not. But outside of the cliched story, Evergate offers a fresh take on the puzzle platformer genre, because here, more often than not, you will be making the platforms. Using the power of the soul flame, Key can slow down time and aim her beam of energy at the white goop known only as the Source. Firing through a crystal or certain block will allow Key to boost across the screen or plonk a platform below her. Each level is basically a puzzle, deciphering which target to fire and bounce off first, and how to chain your light attacks to get you home. The first few levels of this, I was satisfied. It's a cool little mechanic that makes for a fun platformer, but there is so much more to this. The Evergate gradually reveals memories known as books. Each of these books drop you in a unique time and place throughout the lost spirit's life, each adding a themed target to fire at. There's hourglasses that zip you to their location, flame flowers that burn away the source, and arrowheads that blast a missile. Just when you think you've got the game down pat, a new element is dropped into the mix. Thankfully, due to the slowly unlocking nature of the Evergate, it never feels overwhelming. You're eased into each ability, allowing you time to learn all of their uses before having to chain them together. But that's not to say this is a walk in the afterlife. Does that work as a metaphor? Once you've burnt through the first few easy books, you'll start to spend more time stationary than moving. When you've first loaded into a level, you'll scan all the potential chaos of powers and jumps, then once you've got a plan, you'll go to town. It's so satisfying, a true testament to how successful a game can be when it focuses down on one idea. Mario has Cappy, Sonic runs fast, and Key has the power of the afterlife. But if that's not enough, you can power yourself up even more, and you might need to. Outside of the hazard of your own failed jumps, levels also pose dastardly environmental hazards in falling ice and blizzards, spikes, and general fire. To combat that, you can either be good at the game or unlock those power-ups. Each level has a set of 3 challenges to complete. Blast all the things, collect all the things, and beat the timer. Tick enough of these off and you'll unlock abilities known as artifacts. From Crow's Feather, which will stop fragile terrain from falling beneath you, to the Ice Shield, which, you know. There's also artifacts to boost things like your jump power, and whilst you can only use one at a time, you can switch it on the fly mid-level. But if you're not able to complete enough achievements to unlock those powers, you can complete the game without them, but good luck. You'll often have the perfect plan, bouncing around the level and nailing every jump, but ever so slightly miss a shot and you've completely ruined your chance of success. And hey, risk and reward, right? But when your plan has about 18 steps and you fail at number 17, that ain't fun. Sometimes the game locks you onto the wrong target, other times it's your own silly fault. A simple time reverse ability would have fixed a whole lot of pain here. At least give me the option to go back a step rather than restart the level from scratch. I have not come so close to raging in such a long time, but that sense of promise in nailing a level never ceased to keep me going. Through focusing down on one sole mechanic and squeezing it for every last bit of potential, Evergate makes for a brilliant, challenging experience that I'm keen to get back to. I have got so many levels to 100%, and I know I'm just a hop, skip, and a soul flame away from the end. But until then, I'm giving Evergate 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.